I was dreading talking about this next topic for a little while. I was dreading it. I was trying to avoid it, but anyhow, we're here.
Tracee Ellis Ross, she made an appearance on Michelle Obama's podcast, and she left some gems. And we are here to dissect those gems. So let's get the clip from the Shade Room.
We've talked about this that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, "But why?" And I said, "Well, maybe because I can."
Yes, Parish. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracee tales.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
There's that.
But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize and I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
No. Full transparency, I've seen this all over the place. The wife showed me that, and I was like, ugh. And I when you put it in the chat just now for us to cover, I was like, I can't dodge this at all. But either which way, we're here. Tracee Ellis Ross is the type of person in general that says just enough common sense that will make you believe that everything she is saying within that same frame or in that same sentence to be common sense, right? No, she says she is a full, embodied, healed, aware person. I completely agree. I think that everybody needs to embody and empower themselves. I think everybody needs to heal, needs to be healthy, needs to have a Christian understanding of self before you engage anyone, particularly in someone in a healthy, committed, long-lasting relationship. No problem there with Tracee Ellis Ross. Even, especially now she said that men of her generation, men of her age, would treat her like a prize or like an object, a thing, and would be controlling of her, etc. Right? Now, again, I understand that from the context because I think she's about 10 years older than us or more. She comes from a generation.
She's a couple of years, like not quite 10, but like 7, 8.
Right. So she is still within the age bracket of men take care of house and home and don't show a lot of emotion and would not be able to express her things and would want a woman of her stature or her beauty to act and move a certain sort of way. So I'm not discrediting those elements that she's talking about in what she just spoke on the podcast. But let me be honest, Tracee Ellis Ross, you preferring to date younger men is cool. It is fine. And one has to ask, are you dating younger men to dodge the accountability and responsibility of a true, healthy, and impactful relationship? Now, I'm not saying that you dating these young men are not giving you what you want or what you need, but I hope you fully understand, as you just said, you're embodied and full, that you don't want to be married, which is fine. If you don't want to be married, if you don't want to have a long-lasting relationship with someone and you just want companionship for a few years and move on, that is fine. I want to be clear. I don't know if that's her intent. I don't know. I try hard not to pay attention to Tracee Ellis Ross outside the acting. But if her thing is that she just, she's a free spirit and if she wants to date, she can date. If she, wants to have a live-in roommate or whatever, that is fine. And I'm not being facetious when I say that. I really do mean if that's what you want, that's what it is. But ladies, please do not look at Tracee Ellis Ross as a glowing, especially you older ladies, don't look at this as a glowing example to mimic your life after. Because at the end of the day, Tracee Ellis Ross is Tracee Ellis Ross. She has fame, she has fortune, she has stature. If you want to date younger men, that is fine. you just want to move through phases of life and have moments with someone and experiences, that is fine. But please let us understand that if you're looking to get married, if you're looking to have a long lasting relationship and a meaningful relationship with someone, what is good for Tracee Ellis Ross may not be good for you. At the end of the day, Tracee Ellis Ross can command and control the situation however she wants. And you may be able to do that too. Let's be honest. There are some ladies locally, some ladies that listen to our podcast, etc., that can do for themselves, take care of themselves, etc. But just know that the type of relationship some of y'all say y'all want and some of the marriage y'all want, there is some level of relinquishing of control that you're going to have to do. There's going to have to be some level of acquiescing that you're going to have to do. And man, don't let me get on. Like, y'all don't have to give up a bit of control here and there too on that y'all don't have to acquiesce as well. But I just want everybody to be clear. When you hear people like Tracee Ellis Ross talk and they talk about certain things that resonate with you and make sense, do not go and take this and try to put this one to you. You might be shot in. You might be in your 50s and still got it. No problem. But please understand, if you want a husband, if you want a long-lasting, committed relationship, you're going to have to give up some level of control in your life to merge lives with this person. And likewise, that person has to relinquish some level of control to you too in that relationship. It can't be you in control all the time and dictating how, when, and where you date and how you move. And
But that's what she did in Younger Men.
Talk
She's pretty much said that, and she said control, so we can use the word control. She said that older men seem to want to control her, see her only as some kind of prize or whatever. So now she dates younger men, right? Younger men who don't have as much money or as much status that can say certain things, got kind of tolerate what she want. The fascinating part about this, the part that the Shade Room did not give us, she's still single, she's still looking. And gentlemen out there, I love the fact that this video is out, right? Because
not me.
No, I love it. I love it. And I'll tell you why, Neil, right? Because we always hear, oh, these old men going and grooming these young girls.
Uh-oh.
Right. Here it is, Tracee Ellis Ross at 52 years old, sitting with Michelle Obama, the former FLOTUS. And when she says she dates younger men, the former FLOTUS, she's, yes, snaps on that, endorsing it. Right? Like, uncle,
I approve this message.
So, fellas, we have a reference point now for when you say, you know what, I, as 40 or 50, I want to date a woman that's 25. You can't let nobody shame me for that, because the former First Lady of the United States of America,
she endorses
relationships with partners who have a significant age bracket. So, fellas, this is a win for us, believe it or not. This is a win. This is a win. So those of you who want to date women who are significantly younger, yes, this is a win for you. See it that way. So we ain't got to keep the noise. We ain't got to quarrel with it. Say, oh, when I want children and this and next and third. We got the proof here.
Let's be clear. Let me talk a little common sense. There's nothing wrong in an older gentleman dating a younger woman, or an older woman dating a younger gentleman. Shoot. 50s, 60s, 70s into the 20s, 30s, 40s. There's nothing wrong with this, because we're talking about consenting adults that are operating in a certain space. Once both parties are coming with good faith. We ain't talking about no grooming. We ain't talking about no tricks. We ain't talking about no backhanded, nefarious, clandestine intentions. Boy meets girl or man meets woman, no matter the age, and both of them decide to move in a certain way. There is nothing wrong with that. There is no grooming. There's no pay for play. There's no trying to trick. There's no try to get a one up on them. There is nothing wrong with that. The problem comes is when men, you use your financial resources or your fame or your position to get that younger woman to be in a position for you, or you use that position once you have that woman to control her in a negative way, right? You controlling how and when she move and with money you get she and all that in. Now we're not doing that. But women, when you use your femininity and your sexual wiles and shoot, some of y'all older women just buy things for the men too. Derek mentioned the PlayStation, everything that y'all obviously seasoned in the games.
Clothes and thing.
You understand? Latest Jordan.
Straight my outfit.
You understand? Let me understand that too is a form of manipulation and control. If you are healed, whole, and embodied, as Tracee Ellis Ross said, you should be able to move and approach the dating market with good, wholesome intention and vibes. You ain't gotta come with nothing. If you got it like that and you confident in yourself, you embodied, you self-aware, and you healed, you should be able to come to this and look, it's me here. You know, these are my qualities. This is what I offer. Yes, I may have certain things that I can offer from a material standpoint or from what you want or whatever, but this is me. The reason why it's so problematic is because, let's be honest, there are some men out there that is do a little bit of dirtiness in these things. But there's nothing wrong in someone that is an adult dating somebody else that is an adult. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
Good. The other part here, no, was not on the Shade Rooms clips, is that she said, the older men don't really like take on things like the woke culture and people talking about homosexuality and stuff like that. Older men don't really subscribe to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's an interesting tidbit for Miss Ellis Ross. Younger men don't really subscribe to that either. But big at the younger men, because what they're doing is they're keeping their mouth shut. The older men can't get that do. The older men try do a bonfire. They say, I don't deal with that. I just burn out that. The younger men say, oh, okay, all right, no problem. That's what you believe? All right. Yes, I believe that too. Put your foot on this dresser here. So
I was just supposed to bring the cheeks.
Yeah. You got PlayStation there for me? Come on. Shoot. Wait for air saw that. Bend up, bend it, right. Arch your back here, saw. All right, wait, you can't get in this position. All right, don't worry, switch to this one here, so that. All right, good. If it too cold, it dry. Okay, all right, turn off the AC. All right, good. That's what the young man doing. And then the young man getting what they could get and keeping it pushing because she said she's still single. She doesn't like dating apps and stuff like that. All of this she said. I ain't making this up. All of this she said. So fellas, my young men out there, the cool girls out, do not talk yourself out of some stomach. Game out shot if you like certain things, you like it too.
It's a terrible advice, but
I'm just saying, because guess what? Tracee Ellis Ross out there playing the field. She out there playing the field. So if you want to play the field, everybody can play the game together. As Neil said though, to bring this home on a more serious note and land the plane, right? Ladies and gents, in order to make a relationship work, there has to be some give and there has to be some take. You can't get everything you want in the relationship. You can't be sticking out hard and fast. I don't do X or Y, or either side, man or woman. You have to give and take on both sides. If you can't do that, you're going to find yourself, you might not be saying no with Michelle Obama, but you can be saying no with your girlfriends around a table at a restaurant, talking about these men in the youth, and you literally you're trying to find a man to help you pay some bills or whatever, right? Well into your 40s, heading to 50.
And that hyperbole, that is hyperbole. I know somebody that tell me about that.
Hard fact. That's just what it is. If you can't, and this is for men too, but maybe we could pay for play and we could get away a little bit. Women not so much because women is wanting, get that closeness, that socialization. Maybe we go and drink with boys and we cool. Busting up from time to time, we good. Women is need that interaction more than we do, right? So ladies, if you can't learn to work with somebody, you ain't got Michelle Obama to talk to. It can be you and the other girlfriends going out to brunch and all kind of thing. You ain't drunk at 2 o'clock in the afternoon trying to make yourself feel sweet. Talking about these men in the youth, right?
Let me play a little devil's advocate here, right? No, you say Tracee Ellis Ross, you like dating younger men because you want to be in control of certain things, right? Mm-hmm. But if you want to do a little, go try to cut her bag or whatever, women are never broke. That is a younger woman. Because here's the thing, that is a younger woman approaching an older man. So what's wrong with that? Was if we talk about
nothing. The challenge here is, again, we don't do things righteously, right? If a younger woman said, listen, man, I set it off. Coach Greg Adams. I'm in a bind, Nate. If you're in a bind, right? If you're in a bind and you say, look, you can help me out. And the old man said, listen, this is how it's going to work here. And you said, that no problem. I told me to organize that. That caused 2 consenting adults. All is good in the hood. Do your thing. It's when we trying to trick people and, jerry rig the thing here, so let me deceive here. And that's been the problem. But once the intentions above board, adults doing a thing.
Fast. I agree with that.
Ladies and gents, this has been Listen It Short. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any content we got coming for you. We can see you guys again soon. Peace.
It's a contaminated environment. And the tutu's about that.